Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher. Welcome to Sweetwater's Guitars and Gear. This time out, a new modeling amplifier from Marshall. Let's get started. Today we're checking out the Code 25, the most compact model in the new Marshall Code family of modeling amplifiers. This is a 25-watt amplifier with a 10-inch speaker. Other members in the Code family have 50 watts and 100 watts, substantially larger, yet this 25-watt amplifier puts out a ton of tone at volumes that are certainly loud enough for studio, for rehearsal, and for practicing at home, as well as for small gigs. One of the things I really like about the Code 25 is that it's a self-contained system. It has built-in effects, it has all the cabinet emulations, yet it's compact, portable, you can easily pick it up with one hand, makes getting into the gig very simple. The Code 25 comes loaded with a ton of different sounds. There are 100 different presets on board, and you can easily modify those presets right here from the front panel. You can also use an iPad connected by Bluetooth to modify the different presets as well as to create a library and save it, or you can connect your computer by USB and use an app to edit the presets there. For creating your tones, you have 4 different sections in this amplifier. There's the preamp section, the power amp section, the cabinet emulation, and then the onboard effects. We have 14 different preamp types, and those range from American clean style types to British types to lots and lots of different Marshall types. We also have 4 different power amps, we have 8 different cabinets, and there are 24 different effects, and those range from overdrives and distortions to delay, reverb, chorus, flanger, pitch shifter, so a wide variety of effects are on board as well. One of the great things about the Code 25 is, once you select a preset, the knobs on the front panel become active, and you can just reach over and make changes. So if you need a little bit more bass, you want to cut the treble a little bit, increase the gain, you can just grab the knob and make that change, and it'll be instantly active inside the amp. This makes the amp very user-friendly. In fact, I never even cracked open the manual. I just turned it on, started pushing some buttons, moving some knobs, and it was very easy to figure out. Let's take a look at how easy it is to modify a preset using the front panel controls. As I mentioned, you can dial in the sounds just by grabbing the knobs. So let's turn back here to our first preset. It's called EL34 Heaven. Now, first of all, we can access a tuner by double pressing the first 2 buttons. Hit the exit button to go back to the sound. The different buttons on the top panel allow us to turn the modules in the model on and off. So for example, we can turn off the input effects, or turn it back on. We can turn off our reverb, turn off the delay, and it's very easy to bring them back in as well. To edit the amplifier or to edit the effects, simply press and hold a button. So if we press and hold the delay, it'll switch over and tell us the type of delay here. We're looking at a vintage delay. If we turn the preset knob, we'll step through the different types, and we push to select. This tells us the time for the delay. If we push again, we'll get the feedback amount. Push again, we'll get the filtering. Push again, the level for the effect, and push again, and we're back to the effect type. To return to our amplifier, simply hit the exit button. And it works the same for all the different modules. So if we want to look at the power amps, we can press and hold. We're looking at a classic Marshall power amp here. Push once, we get a presence control, a resonance control, and we're back to the model type. And we can scroll through and see vintage Marshall, British Class A, or American Class AB. Turn again, and we're back to our classic Marshall. Push to select that, move through, hit exit. It's very fast and easy to edit presets using the Code amplifiers. We can also access the gain and tone controls by simply turning the knobs. Now, one of the cool things here is it shows us what's saved with the preset over here, and also what you're doing as you change the knob. So we can see our setting changing there. So we can turn to where it is within the preset, right around 8. We can decrease that a small amount if we want. Same thing with our mid-range. We can add a bit of mid-range. very easy to customize our sounds. Once you have a sound dialed in the way you like it, simply press and hold the store button and your preset will be saved. To select a preset, we simply turn the preset knob. So we're on EL34 Heaven here, which is preset 0. Preset 1 is Plexi. Preset 2 is Slapback. Preset 3 is Old School. Which has a tremolo effect. We can turn that off by hitting the mod button. Bring it back in. Press and hold to edit the rate. Slow that down. It's just so simple to use the code amplifiers. Rounding out the front panel, we have a USB port for connecting your computer, a foot switch jack, we have an input for an MP3 player, and we also have a headphone output jack. One of the great things about the code amplifiers is they'll connect up to your handheld device using Bluetooth. I have my iPad here, and I have the Marshall Gateway app installed, and you can see that I have the basic controls for the amplifier here. As I change things on the amplifier, you can see them changing inside the app. Even when I change presets, it'll jump back and forth, show us whatever preset I'm working on. You can see along the side here, we can also jump instantly to different presets, and it changes inside the amplifier when we do that. So we'll jump to 16, 18, we can also choose to look at a full preset list. Simply pull the presets out, and we can see the named preset right here. So we can jump to Virus, JTM 45 trim, once we're in a preset that we like, we can select Amplifier, and this gives us our amplifier selections here. So we can choose our different preamps. We can scroll through those: Clean American, Clean JVM, Acoustic, Blues Breaker, Plexi, Crunch American, JCM 800, and so on. Lots of different preamp types available there. We can also choose among the 4 different power amps. So we've got Vintage Marshall, Marshall 100 watt, American Class AB, British Class AB, Vintage Marshall 30 watt. And we can choose our cabinet type: 1960X, 1960V, 1974CX. And finally, on this screen, we also have control over presence and resonance. When we're finished working with our amplifier, scroll back over, and we can choose our effects. At the top, we have our input effect, which will be a distortion, fuzzbox, or an overdrive. And we can select those here. We can also select compressor, pitch shifter, auto wah, and so on. And our controls are all displayed here right on the screen. Next, we can look at our modulation effects. We've got tremolo here, but we also have chorus, flanger, phaser, and we have the controls here as well. If we scroll back, now we can look at our delay. We have a studio delay, a vintage delay, reverse delay. Finally, we have our reverb here at the bottom. Again, we have different types there: room, spring, hall, stadium, and so on, with our different parameters here on the screen. The app gives us another capability that's very nice. We can open up Playback, and here we can choose songs from our library, load them in, and they'll be ready to play right within the app, and now you can play along. Our final menu selection is labeled Menu. This is where we connect by Bluetooth. We can also open up the tuner here and look at the different settings. We can do drop B, drop C, D sharp standard, D standard, C sharp standard, double drop D, and so on. Lots of different tunings available there. We'll go back to standard tuning, and we can exit from this. That's how easy it is to control a code amplifier using an app running on your handheld device, or there's a similar app for computers that connects by USB. The great thing about the handheld devices is they connect wirelessly by Bluetooth. And this gives you several cool options. First of all, you could be sitting on the couch, have the amplifier across the room from you, and be adjusting the settings without having to get up and move over to the amplifier. In the studio, you could place the code amplifier out in the studio while you stay in the control room and play, and you can still control all the settings using your handheld device. If you're looking for a portable, compact, extremely versatile amplifier that you can use for rehearsals, small gigs, or practicing at home, the Code 25 is a great choice. It gives you a wide range of tones, all sorts of different Marshall tones, but there also are American-style clean tones and British-style tones as well. Lots of effects. It's super easy to dial in exactly the sound that you want. You can store 100 presets, control it from your iPad or other handheld device, control it from your computer. Really is a versatile guitar amplification system. I hope you've enjoyed this installment of Sweetwater's Guitars and Gear. Be sure to tune in next time. We'll have more guitars, more amps, more effects, and we'll be making lots of music. I'm Mitch Gallagher.